IPMNation.com.
IPM Nation presents Angry Drunk Tales.
Be angry. Me write angry emails.
Episode 3, Big Black Gay Orgy. Welcome back, everyone, to the Angry Drunk Tales. This is episode 3, it's Big Black Gay Orgy. And on this episode, we will, of course, review another one of these emails. And I, one of your hosts, Matt Connerton, will do a dramatic reading of such. And, of course, Jen Coffey is here as well, also one of the folks copied on all of these emails that at this point in the story was sending to
Napoleon Bonaparte,
trying to get him to release the lease to the apartment. And Jen, I don't know about you, but I remember while I was not a fan of some of the violent imagery that does show up in some of these emails.
Actually, some of it, if you remember, was really disturbing to me.
Yes.
Because at some point, he actually made mention of me as if I would somehow do something,
right,
assaultive towards
Napoleon Bonaparte.
Right, with a gun.
Yeah, no, never, no. I absolutely believe in self-defense, but no, And I can remember, having to say something to him like, you shouldn't be writing that kind of stuff. I mean, it's awful, and don't ever write about that kind of stuff in my name ever again.
Right. I remember the emails where I remember a specific moment. You were asleep, and I was up late working, and I'm receiving these emails because it was late at night that would write these. And I remember actually at one point, and I guess I'll give, as much as I don't like the guy, obviously, because of all that he put us through, I'll give him a tiny bit of credit here for his creativity, because there were a couple of moments where I was laughing as I was reading these, trying not to wake you up, when was explaining to
Napoleon Bonaparte
his idea for the gay black orgy. So
I had to read it more than once.
Yes.
To am I really reading this? Is this really real?
Creative stuff, no doubt. But so we will pick up where we left off. The email in episode 2, of course, was when first mentioned the idea to
Napoleon Bonaparte
that if he didn't cooperate and proceed with the original plan to release the lease on the apartment to that he was going to invite over a bunch of homeless guys, basically leave the apartment unlocked, give keys to a bunch of homeless guys, and they would be free to come into the apartment and spend the night, and then said, better yet, maybe it could be a bunch of gay black homeless guys. So we will pick it up from there with the next in this series
and please,
of emails.
Do not be offended if you are a person who is gay, a person who is black, a person who's homeless, because remember, we are discovering slowly together the chronicles of...
Yes, and this gets very graphic, so not for the faint of heart. If you're easily offended, or by the way, if you happen to be a homophobe or a racist, you might not want to listen to this either. It may upset you. But all right, so here is the next in our series of colorful emails from to
Napoleon Bonaparte.
This was part of the same thread of emails, by the way, as the one that we read in episode 2, dated May 4th. 2015. I had set out trying to be nice, but at this point, trust me, you have to lose here than you think. maybe, just maybe, I will organize a gay black orgy on your bed? Promise of an open door and such, since you really haven't thought things out too much. Try telling the cops that I plan to have sweaty gay black guys rub their balls and spill their cum all over your bed. Just give it a try. By the way, how can you prove it's your bed? I have given you the opportunity to store your stuff here, but for the fact that you would prove it's your bed. So, you have just as much or more to lose as me or anyone else. I have chosen to try to be nice to you in the past, but you keep upsetting a woman who has health issues instead of dealing with shit like a man would. If your issues are with me, then deal with me. But at the end of the day, I gave you easy outs. Not just for you, but also for me, because ever since January, what I have seen from you is a man of low character, a felon, who cannot be trusted at anything. I want the lease released sooner rather than later because it's impossible to trust a person like you. As long as this confusion exists, you will be trying to put it over all of our heads because you are basically a person with no integrity. You lie, cheat, and steal as a matter of course. You totally fit the bill of a sociopath with narcissistic and borderline personality disorders, and I am sure it won't be too long before you once again are in prison, by the way. If the first thing in Denver does not work out, then good luck to you finding something else as a felon, as in Colorado, being a felon is a valid reason for refusing to hire someone. If I'd known you were a felon, I probably would not have even moved in here. And then you basically used me to convince Jen and Matt into moving in? Angela was your idea. Moving on Monday was your idea. Moving on Tuesday was your idea. And then all of the irrational shit after that was your idea as well. We could all walk away from this and stay silent and such, but you are the one making that difficult to do. You are the one engendering bad feelings in all of this. But at the end of the day, I will not allow you to get the best of me. So yes, maybe I would have to consider a huge gay black orgy under a canopy bed. I suspect I could pay for the next place just by selling that videotape. Want to play who can be more of an asshole? I can be a huge asshole. And I am far more creative than you in how I accomplish that. So stop playing games. Release your lease and such. And then we can all treat each other decently and get on with our lives and such. Trust me on this, you have not ever contemplated on all of the shit I could do to your life if you make shit difficult for me. And at the end of the day, taking over the lease means nothing to me. It means something to Jen, Matt, Angela, and Tom. You aren't hurting me at all. And scene. So there you are.
At the end of the day,
yes, he does love that phrase.
If you just contemplate the gay black orgy on your mattress on the canopy bed, then we can just all walk away and be friends.
Look, I got to tell you, I mean, as much as...
How does anybody even come up with that? I mean, gee.
As much as I'll always hate for being such an asshole to us, there's that tiny little part of me
that will miss moments like this.
In a corner of my soul that will at least admire the imagery as presented in this email.
The sick and maybe we were wrong. Maybe it's not a chronicle. It's more of a study into a sick and twisted mind.
Yes. So needless to say, now a spoiler alert. We'll go ahead and reveal this. The gay black orgy never happened, at least not that we're aware of. It was merely a threat.
Oh, please tell me it never happened.
But yeah, I mean, as far as we know, it never happened. So there were a couple things in here I just wanted to focus in on, though. It is interesting. You know, I haven't said this yet during the show, but sometimes I wonder if part of problem with
Napoleon Bonaparte.
because his handling of
Napoleon Bonaparte.
was not helpful in getting
Napoleon Bonaparte.
to cooperate. I eventually had to step in, which will come later on in the series. You know, some of the things that says to
Napoleon Bonaparte.
quite frankly, you could also apply to the accusations of narcissism and such.
Oh,
So,
absolutely. And in this email, he comes across that he cares about you. He cares about Angela. He cares about me. He wants to make sure everybody is safe and has a
Right.
home. And
Napoleon Bonaparte.
this is the big bad wolf that's going to blow the house down. And he's going to be, the savior of the day and come in and save the day and yada, yada, da, 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 whatever. I mean, I never wanted to take the lease on that place because I never wanted to have a lease on that place. I wasn't particularly fond of it, but it suited the purpose that it needed to at the time.
yes.
But you're talking about a place that the bedroom in the wintertime would get so cold, it was literally 58 degrees. So he had to use an electric heater in order to get it to at least, somewhere in the mid-60s. And then
Napoleon Bonaparte.
got mad about the electric bill.
And then, which is interesting because later on in the story, much later, somebody else gets mad about the electric bill, but we'll get to all of that.
We'll get to that too. It's interesting because it really, remember these points that Eduardo keeps mentioning in his messages, the things that are important to him, the things that he's trying to do, because there will be an interesting plot twist that occurs down the road that will make you go, aha,
Yes.
how did that occur?
So we'll wrap up kind of a short episode tonight of the Chronicles, but tomorrow night's episode will be longer. We have a much longer and colorful email to present to you tomorrow evening in our continuing story. So thank you all for sticking with us thus far, and we will be back tomorrow night with yet another installment of Angry Drunk Tales, where we will read another fascinating and disturbing email written by to
Napoleon Bonaparte.
And until then, if you live with roommates, ask yourself this question: do they ever send you emails? Good night.
Night.
Angry.
IPMNation.com.